Hey there, thanks for tuning into The Night. I'm Byron.
I'm McKeely.
I'm Carl.
And I'm Joanne. In tonight's episode, we will be looking into the world of witchcraft. We will be joined today by owner of witchcraft shop Spellbox and witch Danny Moon Thorpe. She'll be talking to us about some witchcraft stuff. And today is very special because we will be visiting Spellbox during the annual festival of Lammas. We've also been invited to join them in a spell later today.
I heard a witch was coming into the studio today as well.
That's right, Nada, a witch, astrologer, and tarot card reader will be coming into the studio later today to read our tarots.
Anyway, we've got a lot to get through, so let's get straight into it. McKeely, do you have any information about Lammas for us?
I don't know a lot, but what I do know is Lammas is an annual celebration of the harvest and the Mother Earth, and it happened in February for witches of the Southern Hemisphere.
Oh, I dated the witch once.
You know what, I actually really appreciate...
You dated a witch once?
No, so as I was saying, I actually really appreciate the culture and the community that the witches have made, even if it's not my chosen faith of practice.
I actually tried to get into witchcraft once, and the amount of research and history behind everything is insane. Let's talk to Danny to find out more.
My name is Danny Moon Thorpe. I'm a witch. I own a shop in the heart of Melbourne City called Spellbox. I'm an author and a psychic reader. What is witchcraft, its origins, and how do you practice it is quite complex, and I could talk about that for a long, long time. Witchcraft has evolved through the centuries, and it comes from many cultures. The witch was usually the herbalist, the healer, the person of the village, usually a woman who actually worked with herbs, with the afterlife, with mediumship, with fortune telling. So that comes from all cultures. Also mythology too. There's many witches in mythology, and witchcraft is about the goddess and the god, so it's a very feminist. I wouldn't call it a religion. I think it's a lifestyle. It's a way of thinking. It's really connected to the divine feminine, a witch practices by doing spells. So I suppose that defines a witch too. By doing a spell is a beautiful ceremony where you actually connect with the divine and you move outside of the mundane world and create a sacred space where you actually go within and put out your intention. So it's very magical. Magic is about energy, and a witch works with energy, harnesses energy in order to make changes within herself or their self or his self. Because a man can be a witch too. Lammas is one of the 8 witches' Sabbats. With witchcraft is a wheel of the year, and it's divided between the solar festivals, which are the solstices and the equinoxes, and the midpoint are more sort of goddess celebrations that derive from a lot of European seasonal festivals. So it's about connecting with what's happening on Earth. She provides our life, our food. Lammas is it's an old Celtic festival. It's a festival of bread and fruit. But it's also merged with some Christian festivals too, and often in Europe at the time of Lammas, which is actually the 1st of August because it's the opposite seasons, there'll be offerings on the altar of bread and vegetables. It's a time in witchcraft to give thanks and to think about our life and what is important. What is the weirdest question I've received about witchcraft? I believe that some people think that you've got more power than them, and they've asked questions around that. And I believe very much that everyone's equal and everyone does have a spiritual life, or that you can make things happen. Like Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. It's one of my favourite stories ever, of course. But you can't levitate and you can't make things disappear. Witchcraft is a journey of going within yourself and working at mysteries of the world, finding true connections with your inner truth, but also people. There are many different types of witches, and I believe that we all have our own spiritual story too within ourselves. But there are some witches that belong to covens and they abide by, say, Gerald Gardner's sort of Wiccan traditions, which are very much like a high priestess and a priestess and a more structured type of spell making. There's kitchen witches who like delve in herbs and making blends and potions, and I'm very much into that. The first book I ever bought myself was a book on spells, and it was actually, strangely enough, back then there weren't any witchcraft. There weren't witchcraft shops, but I bought it from a news agency when I was 13. And the first spell I did was to get rid of freckles. So I had to go outside in the early morning and gather dew from the garden and put it with olive oil and rub on my face. And I did that. Now, the freckles didn't disappear, but the whole adventure of going out by myself into the backyard in the early morning, that was a magical experience in itself. So, no, it was always there in my heart. I often tell people in the shop, because I get asked that question, can anyone be a witch? A lot. And I feel if you've got that fascination, that archetypes in you, I love symbolism, I love archetypes and studying, that's what the tarot is all about. But if you've got that sort of that urge, I think we've all got an urge to create magic too, and to actually have some joy and real fun and to be authentically ourselves. So in our modern world that's very literal and technical, how does witchcraft fit that and symbolism and everything that goes with witchcraft? I just have to go back to nature, that no matter what we want to invent for ourselves and who we think we are one family, every human being, and with creatures on this earth. We are made of the earth. We are made of the elements, earth, fire, air and water. And nothing can transcend that, because that's what we are. And within the four elements, there's something that people refer to as a spirit or a drive or feelings and also mystery. Technology obviously is wonderful in many ways, but I sometimes feel despair when I look at what's happening with the world, despite technology, as far as what we're doing to this planet. Without Mother Earth, the earth, we have nothing. It has to come back home each time.
If you want more information on witchcraft, be sure to check out Danny's book, Becoming the Witch, The Art of Magic.
I can't wait to read it.
So how are we figuring out who goes to spell box today, Byron?
Well, today we're going to be spicing it up with a team game of Pictionary.
Byron, you want to team up?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm stuck with McKeely.
Whoa.
Cool, right? So Joanne and Carl are going to be drawing the words that come on the screen, and me and McKeely are going to be trying to guess them. Best out of 3 wins. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go?
Are you ready?
All right.
Are you good art student?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
really hope that you did art classes, Carl.
I did not.
I
Oh.
did. I got so dressed up. You better,
Oh, great.
better guess
Go.
it. No, I'm not ready. What is this? What is
Ready?
this?
Centaurs.
Yes, I win.
Yes?
My tiny
How
little
is that
man.
a
I'm ready.
centaur?
All right,
I
second
don't-
word, next
oh,
word.
shoot, I don't know.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
I need to get some spells in today, so you
I
better
didn't
win.
do art class, but I did math. And
You
I
did
think-
I don't think that
It's because you're
helps.
Asian.
Go.
All right, go. Do you know
Bigfoot.
Yeah, see scale? You see the scale measurement? That's
Look
what I'm
at
saying.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
Last one, okay.
That's all.
Maybe that does help.
I got this.
Maybe it could help you with math.
Right.
Okay.
That doesn't look like a Bigfoot.
I'm sorry, next word.
3, 2,
know how to
1.
Dumb.
I don't even know how to. It's like a cute thing, right?
No, shh. No clues.
No, clues, please.
Oh no, I'm not done. Ready?
Okay. Look, it's the one in the
Look at
fire.
this, look at this.
He's in the ocean.
Wait, how do you? Wait, what does that look like?
Win.
What is that
Are you
supposed to
even
do?
erasing yours?
Is that a
Bro,
dog?
that's a goat.
Okay. Is that a time?
We won.
Looks like we're going to La Mas.
Yeah, let's go.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have fun in the
Bye-bye.
studio.
Let's hope that they can find a spell at Spellbox to help Carl's drawing.
While those two leave for Spellbox, we have a not so creepy but interesting fact for you guys. Would you like to share with us, McKeely?
Did you know that witches use real wands and daggers to better focus their spells?
That's super interesting. I hope Byron and Joanna are using real wands and daggers. Let's check them out at Spellbox, Melbourne CBD.
Hi guys, we're here at Spellbox. I'm Joanne, this is Byron. Here we have Danny, Jen, and Taryn with us, and we'll be doing a spell for Lamass, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being, so helpful. Can we just ask, at the moment, what do we have on the table?
Well, this is all the ingredients for the spell, and the basis for every spell is the 4 elements. So fire, water, earth, and air. And air is usually incense, in this case, white sage. So we have, it's traditional at Lammas to make corn dollies, which is a really fun and very enjoyable thing to make. It's the talismans for Lammas, and they're made out of the husk of corn, and they represent, the symbols that represent the past and the future. So the goddess of the old, and then the pregnant goddess of the new too, and she holds the promise. So it's the experience of life, and then the looking forward to the mystery too. So at Lammas, you should try it, because when you make a corn dolly, something happens inside. It's like witchcraft, it's the craft. And it's when you create a talisman or a symbol or an amulet, it brings your intention into the physical world.
Yeah.
So these are physical, and so from the mind and the heart, it becomes real. And when you do that, everything starts to change around you.
Really awesome.
Yeah, these are our elements.
And what spell are we performing today?
With Lammas, it's about connecting with Mother Earth, and it's about gratitude and giving thanks and thinking about life, what your life means, where the nurture for your life comes from. In this world, we're getting further and further away from nature, so it helps us to connect, because we're all children of nature. We're made of the elements, and sometimes we forget sort of our relationship with other people, the earth and the creatures of the earth. This reminds us of how precious that is.
So it draws us back to it.
Yeah.
Great.
The spell is about focusing and creating some magic. So you can create, during this spell, you can create some magic for your life in this spell by thinking about what you'd like it to be, your truth, your hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
You can bring that into the circle too.
It like helps manifest. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It's a manifestation. That's why talismans and charms, this is like a witch's charm. Charms are made because you're manifesting something. So it works as above, so below. You bring something into the earth, everything else has to change around it. So I cast a circle around this room, a circle of light from the heavens, from all the beautiful things we all believe in this circle, to bring them in. We ask that our familiars come into the circle, and our loved ones who have gone, and our ancestors. At this time, during this Witches' Sabbath, it's important to remember Mother Earth, our mother who provides for us, and the food and the riches and all the good things that we have. It's important to remember the past, because the past has brought us here right now, and the experience, what we have learnt and what we have gathered from the past, and also to hold hope and promise for the future, that every decision we make, we create our world. So we're going to bless the corn dollies with fire, earth, water and air. And when we do that, they're enchanted. We bring them to life, as we bring sort of that energy within us to life. So Taryn has the goddess of the old goddess, who is sort of fading away, and she'll enchant it through fire, through air, through water, and through earth with the fruit. And that's the offering to. And then we'll breathe onto the talisman and put the force of everyone in this circle into this witch's charm. And so now we think of the future, and all the promise, because the young goddess on the witch's wheel of the year is pregnant too with new life. And so Jen will enchant and bewitch the talisman through fire, through air, through water, and through earth. And as you breathe onto the promise, bring your promises and your hopes into your intentions. So by the power of the sun, the power of the wind, the power of the oceans and the moon, and the power of the trees, I ask that this bewitchment stays with us all, and we always have a true connection to Mother Earth. This is very witchy. And we'll dissolve the circle.
Well, is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Sorry, my hands are sweaty.
So thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Spells can go on for a long time if they want, but it's a beautiful little ritual. It's short. It's not sort of a high mass or anything like that. Although there are some rituals that do go on for longer than that. But that's all you need.
Thank you again for having us here. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your spell. It was a very lovely experience.
It was gorgeous having you both too. You've got lovely, really warm hearts. You can feel that, can't you? Lovely spirits.
Thank
So thank you.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay guys, we have a very special guest joining us in the studio today. Please give a warm welcome to Nada Jane.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, thank you so much for joining us. So could you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name's Nada Jane. Originally I'm from England. I have been working as a professional astrologer and tarot reader for over 15 years. These days I mainly teach. I teach witchcraft as well, so I'm a practicing witch. Stuff that I've grown up with since I was very young. My family have been doing it for generations.
So it's been around you your whole life.
So yeah, my grandma was a tea leaf reader, and my great grandma was quite a well-known seance. She held seances in the UK.
Wow.
So so it's kind of like tying my shoelaces. Really, I've grown up with it since I was
Wow,
a kid.
that's such a
yeah,
good way to put it,
yeah.
yeah.
I got
So
like my
cool.
first tarot deck at 11. I'm in my 40s now, so I've been doing it for a while. So yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's a great passion.
Yeah, so us in the studio and viewers at home had a couple of questions about tarot reading actually. Can you explain to us exactly what that is?
Sure. So tarot is a particular type of divination. The word divination means asking the gods. And when we're using tarot, I think the best way about thinking about tarot is that it's an opportunity to get in touch with our subconscious and connect with our more spiritual nature. and it's working through a lot of symbols and meanings that we subconsciously relate to. So when we're pulling tarot cards, it really helps to get us in touch with our more intuitive subconscious side and bring out those messages that are within.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that, yeah. Could you tell us the sort of relationship between witchcraft and tarot cards?
Well, pretty much everybody who practices witchcraft happens to really enjoy divination. It's,
it's a huge coincidence.
Yeah, everybody is very much drawn to it. And I think a lot of that is because it is that sense of the otherworldly realm, and there's a magical element to it. So a lot of people who practice witchcraft also do divination, and it's something that they do both for themselves, and they also do it for friends or people that they are close to, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a really beautiful practice to have, because it gives you a sense of being in touch with the natural cycles of life, which is really what witchcraft is all about.
Helps
Because
you get a
witchcraft,
relationship with your
yeah, absolutely, because witchcraft is a nature-based spiritual practice, and it's all about being in tune with the particular seasons as we move throughout the year, whether it's the northern or the southern hemisphere. And working with the cards helps us be in tune with those natural cycles within ourselves.
Wow, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that with us.
My pleasure.
So Makili here actually really wanted to get her fortune read today. Is that something we're able to do?
Yeah, lovely.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It's very exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you the cards to shuffle.
Oh, I'm not the best shuffler. No one
Big
likes to
job.
play Uno with me.
So you just shuffle the cards, and when you're shuffling them, if you want to think of 3 questions, think about that when you're shuffling, and whenever you're done, you can just put the tarot cards on the table.
Is it just that I'm done when I feel like
Whenever you feel as though they're cooked. Yeah. Whenever is good for you.
I'm not the best cook, so. All right, I think
Okay.
that's good for me.
So, with your left hand, I want you to cut the deck into 3 separate piles. It doesn't matter if they're equal or not.
Okay. And put them.
Yeah, you can put them, yeah. Brilliant.
Oh,
Okay,
then
that's
it's just-
fine.
Yeah,
yeah.
the deck. Yeah.
And then just put them back together into any order. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel drawn to. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to spread them out here on the table like this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pick 3 cards initially for your first question.
Yeah.
So we'll put them along here. So what was your first question?
My first question, I wanted to know, do I have anything to look forward to in the future, or is there anything, like any opportunities that I have coming up?
Okay, great. So left hand, and just pick whatever cards you feel drawn to, and I'll turn them over in a moment, but you just pop them here.
Okay. Okay.
Don't look at them.
Okay, and what was your next question?
I wanted to change it up a bit and ask a bit of a love life
Oh,
question.
yeah. Okay.
That's always
It's
interesting.
popular, that question. Yeah.
I wanted to know, I was curious, have I already met my soulmate, or is that something coming up
Still
in the
to come.
future?
Okay,
Yes.
great. So let's do the same, and we'll
Left
pull
hand?
3 cards. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that other question?
My third question was, what do I have coming up in the next 3 years for me?
Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, what we'll do for that is we'll pull 1 card for each year.
Okay.
So we'll go year by year,
Yeah.
basically. It's like
Okay.
an overview, if you like.
Cool.
So let's pull those 3 cards.
Sure thing. It's so weird that like it just seems like I'm picking them random, but it's genuinely what I feel drawn to pick. You know,
So this was your
that what's coming up
coming up
in
for
the
next,
near
the near future.
Yes.
So enjoying a bit of a relaxation, having a creative breakthrough. This one here is getting more social and getting more public recognition.
Yes.
This one here, this is not thinking so much about the past, and it's moving on, it's emotionally opening up.
Yeah.
This one here is the importance of you going on a very deep and powerful personal journey of the self in relation to opening up your heart. And this one here is having a really beautiful, strong union that is more spiritual based, but it's also the importance of just letting it all naturally, organically
Not
happening,
seek
surrendering into it. Yes. Here, get busy. Get your clogs on. Follow your passions. Get inspired. Quality, not quantity, wins the day.
Wow.
That's really exciting. I kind of wish I did it now. So.
Yeah. You got some good cards there.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming onto our show and teaching the wonderful people at home about the world of tarot cards and tarot readings.
My pleasure.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers at home before you leave us?
Well, I'd say that it's always good to spend a little bit of time meditating under the full moon. It's a very magical thing to do. And I'd say that it's good to look out for the signs and synchronicities. Everything means something.
Wow. Well, once again, thank you, Nat and Jane, for joining us.
My pleasure. Lovely. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
How was it here in studio without
Keely
us?
got her fortune read.
I'm so glad that I have some insight on my future now.
Very nice, very nice.
How was Spellbox?
Super cool. I'm so happy we got to meet the community, see behind the scenes at Spellbox.
Oh, definitely. We'd like to thank Danny and Atar for coming to the show and making today so interesting.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's it for tonight. Thanks for sticking with us. We hope you learned something new, and thanks again for venturing into the night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.